Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, and I'm trying my best to get some chores done this morning. And I've got to go to town here in just a little bit to pay some bills. Yay. Um, but I wanted to talk to you about a few things, okay? Number one, I want to talk about the fact that being represented by representatives, they should show your values, your morals, your political stance. They should show how you should be in society. Well, there are two ladies right now that do not represent virtual women with virtues and values and morality. Let's go with Lauren Boebert first. Really? You're at a family play about Beetlejuice, which that's a fun movie. And yeah, I know when, the one song comes on, we all want to move. But really? Let's talk about what her behaviors were. She was vaping. That's not allowed. She was videotaping and taking pictures. That is not allowed. She was groping her date's schlong. And he was groping her breasts. She was asked by the lady behind them to please stop. There were 3 complaints made about her. As she walked out, she was given the finger. There's something, that's kind of immature, don't you think? This young lady does not represent me as a woman. I'm just saying, that kind of stuff you do when you're 15 or 16 in a dark theater with your date, you're feeling life out a little bit, and then you have yellow jackets attack you. So no, her behavior and then her lying about the behavior until the proof came out, that doesn't represent me. Okay? Let's talk about number 2. Marjorie Taylor Greene does not represent me as a woman. Okay? I've got a lot to say about her, but I'm just going to talk about one post that she tweeted or X'd or whatever. I don't do Twitter. I don't do Facebook. I don't do any of those. Instagram. I don't do any of that. I make a YouTube video. I watch YouTube. I watch the news. I do what I do. Okay. Marjorie Taylor Greene put out there on her account, if the Biden administration refuses to stop the invasion of cartel-led human and drug trafficking into our country, states should consider seceding from the union. This is a very dangerous statement. Okay? To me, when you start talking about seceding your state from the United States of America, that's talk of civil war, because not everybody in that state is a red or a blue person. Okay? Not only that, but the red states that she's talking about seceding rely a lot on federal government. Now, if you don't believe me, look it up. The statistics are there. Red states bring in more federal funding for their state than any other, than the blue. On the whole, through statistics, look it up, read it if you don't believe me. I'm just telling you. So to start talking about seceding from the United States of America, that is talk of war. Period. Just saying. If your state secedes from the United States of America, and you do not think in the same ideology or whatever as those that are majority to make it a red state, what are they going to do to you? Are they going to kill you? Are they going to imprison you? Are they going to drive you off the state line and drop you off in the middle of nowhere in another state that's blue? What are they going to do to you? These are things you have to consider. No, Neither one of these women represent me in any way, shape, or form. The behaviors of Boebert, the statements that Marjorie Taylor Greene makes, on the whole, normally offend me as a woman. What is your stance, and how would you feel if your representative was representing themselves in a way that you do not agree with? I mean, do you continue to allow them to be your representative, or do you try your best to find someone to replace them that does have your values, your morals? And ladies, I'm telling you, I hold women to a very high, I hold women higher. I'm like, you guys need to be better. You guys need to be more assured. You guys have to be more competent. You have to be more aware of how you portray yourself. Because if not, we're going to tend to have women that think the way their husbands do and only think that way, or think the way their daddy did, or their older brother, or whatever. And that goes back. I don't want a husband to tell me who I need to vote for, or what representatives, are representing me. If he's thinking something else, that's fine. But I want a separation of mind. But I'm going to tell you something. Boebert really pissed me off. I cannot believe that a woman would act that way in public. Really? And you're representing? Neither two of these women represent my opinion at all. And I just want you to be aware that if you continue allowing people to represent you in that way, you're no better than they are. It needs to stop. I cannot imagine going to a play and groping, being groped, vaping, acting the fool, and yet walking back into Congress, the next Monday morning, acting like I represent represent yourself, please. Anyway, that's all I had to say on that. I wanted to talk a little bit about being prepared and your neighbors and family and such. Whether you're being prepared seasonally or weather events or for longer term financial, economic situations, whatever you're preparing for, do your neighbors know that? And if they know that, are they just thinking, hey, if it gets bad, we'll just go over to their house? Because if they're thinking that, then you have not put your foot on the ground saying, listen, I will help you prepare your household. I will find you a way to prepare your household so you don't need to come to mine. Because my neighbor made a comment, not my disabled neighbor, whom I'm about fed up with him. He makes me so mad. But the neighbor across the road that has the two boys, he now has a woman living with him, and he made a comment one day, well, you're prepared, so we'll just come across the road. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to feed him and his family if they do not do anything on their own. So you have to make it very, very clear to those people who know that you're prepping, I wouldn't come here. I wouldn't do that. What I can do is help you stock up so that way, once we get to a certain point, then we can gather everything together, work together, or whatever. But if it's just for winter, if it's just for this or that, don't come to my house. Don't. And think that I'm going to feed you and your family or your dogs or your cats or your animals because I'm prepared. Just don't think it. Might get you in trouble. We'll get there when it comes to there. So that's my biggest message on prepping today is make sure that your neighbors, your friends, your family know that you will help them prepare and tell them what they can do to help be prepared, but don't come here expecting me to take care of you. And if you're expecting to come over here and kill me and take my stuff, good luck. All right, so there you go. Two representatives in Congress that I think are absolutely Looney Tunes that do not represent women as a whole. And if that kind of behavior is representative of you, then maybe you should check yourself. I don't know. Y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. I'm done. Bye.